4 years ago, I took Casey Neistat's online film course, Filmmaking and Storytelling, the Casey Neistat Approach to Making Movies. It was a course that was around a month long, and basically, he took you and the camera out to New York City where he filmed a video, and then he took you right back home to the studio, and then he showed you his process in editing it. And at the end of the month, you had 2 brand new videos that Casey was able to help you with. And I actually learned a lot from this course. The reason I decided to take it is because this was around the time when I was gonna be moving to England, and I wanted to start uploading videos again anyway, and I didn't exactly know how to. I knew it wanted to be different. I was like, okay, this is the perfect way for me to finally dive back into YouTube. If you don't know who I am, basically, my name is Jason, and I upload daily travel shorts, and when I'm not doing that, I upload travel vlogs, and I'm going to be teaching you today everything that Casey taught me. My fiance and I just got back from a vacation in Mexico and New Orleans about a week ago, and I vlogged it, and I'm gonna be editing it right here for you today. Alright, so I went ahead and I dumped all of the raw footage from my SD card into Final Cut Pro. I'm using Final Cut Pro X today. And basically, I'm just gonna kind of start out and just watch the video. Hey everybody, and welcome to the new video, and we are on another cruise. Another one. But for tonight, we are staying in New Orleans because we're porting out of here tomorrow. So we're just gonna grab some dinner. We got to the hotel maybe like less than half an hour ago, and we're gonna be heading out, trying to look for somewhere to eat. Going to this place called Daisy Duke's, and they have things like po' boy sandwiches and gumbo and a whole bunch of stuff that we're gonna try.
Everything we need.
Yeah, all the food here. Okay, so I actually remember about this intro. I ended up filming it twice because I didn't really like that intro right there. Looking back at it, there's really nothing wrong with it. That's something that I need to get better at as a vlogger. I just need to like be in the moment more and not have to like redo takes. But let's take a look at the redo. Take two. Hey everybody, and welcome to YouTuber. See? Hey everybody, and welcome to the new video, and we are in New Orleans because we're going on another cruise. Yeah, we port out tomorrow. We just landed maybe like an hour-ish ago, got to the hotel, and then we're gonna go to this place called Daisy Duke's because obviously in New Orleans, you gotta get the food. This place has po' boy sandwiches. Okay, so I actually do like the second take better because even though they're essentially the same exact thing, I'm saying the same information. The reason I like this one is because I'm walking in it, and that kind of gives to YouTuber. Hey everybody, and welcome to the new video. And that kind of gives some action for the viewer rather than this shot. We are staying in New Orleans because we're porting out of here tomorrow, so we're just gonna grab some dinner. We got to the hotel. It's a good shot, but you know, there's not much excitement going on, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete the first one, and then now I need to see where I actually want to start it.
Take two.
So not that. See the little sound waves like right as I start talking? I filmed this video on a Canon G7X, by the way, so if you've used that camera before, you might know that it doesn't have the best audio quality. It's just like the built-in mic, but it's okay because we could fix that in ways I'm gonna show you. But I'm gonna kind of take the video like right as where maybe my mouth starts. It's kind of an ugly frame right at the beginning of the video when the video is loading, but whatever. Hey everybody, and okay, so what I'm gonna do here is a method to prevent clipping. I'm gonna drag that little fader out. Hey everybody, and so the audio does like a gradual increase in rather than just being all at once, because that is what produces that bad clipping sound. Hey everybody, and welcome to the new video, and we are in New Orleans because we're going on another cruise. Yeah, we port out tomorrow. We just landed maybe like an hour-ish ago, got to the hotel, and then we're gonna go to this place called Daisy Duke's because obviously in New Orleans, you gotta get the food. I also like the shot because there are people walking in the background, and you know, it doesn't add much to the video, but it's kind of better like in a vlogger's perspective or an audience perspective because it feels like, you know, you're in a public place, strangers are all around you, people are gonna walk by, that's just what happens. So I kind of like how that small detail is in there. Oops. We're gonna get, it has gumbo and a whole... By the way, if you make a mistake while you're using Final Cut Pro, just hit Command Z. That's what I just did. A bunch of other things. And yeah, we're just gonna spend our one night here. Obviously in New Orleans, you gotta get the food. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there because I think the only thing I go on to talk about afterwards is... This place has po' boy sandwiches. Yeah, I basically just go over the menu. I'm gonna delete that because I know that we filmed ourselves eating it, so you know, you would much rather show it than explain it with words. Showing it is more interesting, so I'm gonna delete that, and then I'm gonna end the shot right here. New Orleans, you gotta get the food. Okay, that's enough. So even just that little bit of like dead space right there, I'm gonna cut the video right as I'm done talking.
Food.
Okay, that's good. And then of course I do the same fade out method as I did before.
Food.
So, if you've watched my videos, you know that I sort of like to emulate that Casey Neistat vibe to it. I use lo-fi music, some like hip-hop, and I also do the little title screens where like all the words are popping up on the screen. I wouldn't say that I'm copying Casey's style exactly. If you've seen like my old videos, I've always done something similar to that. So that's just the modern day version of how I edit, I guess. But the question is, where am I going to insert it? I usually do a cold open to the video, jump into the title screens with all the music, and then go back into the vlog. Do I want the intro to be just this, or do I want to include even more? Because I know that this is just the night that we spent in New Orleans, and then in a few shots later, it's daytime, you know? So I feel like a good transition from night to day would be that time card. So that's why I'm not going to include it now. I'm going to hold off. And I'm honestly going to make this entire trip of us going to Daisy Dukes the whole intro. So I'm going to trim it about right here.
Gotta get the food.
Okay, so I wanted to give people enough time to actually read the sign, because if I were to do this...
Orleans, you gotta get the food.
That was too quick. Hold on. I kind of zoom in at that frame right there, and that's a good motion to kind of ease into.
Gotta get the food.
Okay. Alright, this is the place. Good? I feel like I want to cut that because there's like, it's just walking and not a lot of stuff happening, but I like it happening in real time. Yeah, you're going to learn that I do make a lot of cuts, but I also try to keep it like in the moment at the same time. Stay tuned, because maybe like far into the future, I'm going to be doing a video that has all of the like unseen deleted footage. And I actually talk about that in this vlog.
Table for two, honey?
Yes, please.
Come on in, my babies.
Thank you.
Welcome in, honey.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna cut there because us kind of going through the doorway, it's in my eyes it kind of like seems like appropriate to make a cut at that part. Also, this was an amazing moment to catch on camera.
Table for two, honey?
Yes, please.
Come on in, my babies.
Thank you. So when you're vlogging in public, something that Casey taught me is you want as many characters in your video as possible. So even though you might feel awkward or like scared to like film people on the street, just try it, and then if anything, just keep it discreet. You could even see like kind of how the angle is right here. I was like keeping it low because I knew that she would probably see it. But then when I found out that she was friendly, because she greeted us by saying like honey, I felt more comfortable kind of like filming with her. And you would actually be surprised how many people are willing to be on camera, but please don't be annoying with it. Thank you.
Welcome in, honey.
Okay. So let's try that. Thank you. I'll probably just do that.
Welcome in, honey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome in.
Alright, so I need to make a cut, obviously, because I just said it twice. Thank you. Alright. Okay, actually I'm gonna continue from here. Thank you. Alright. That was sweet. I remember at this restaurant I recorded basically like every interaction when the waiter came by. Alright, so we're gonna go with the shrimp po' boy sandwich, please. And then a cup of jambalaya.
You said cup of
Yes, please. And we're just gonna split those two.
Gotcha.
Would you say that's a good selection for out-of-towners like us?
Oh, absolutely. Where are you from? Gotcha.
Would you... Okay, so I'm gonna start here because that's, in my opinion, probably the more interesting part of the video. I'm gonna show a few seconds of me ordering the food, and then after that I don't need to like include any other part of it because you kind of got the point. So we're gonna go with the shrimp po' boy sandwich, please, and then a cup of jambalaya. Okay, cut and then trim all that out. Cup of jambalaya. Would you say that's a good selection for out-of-towners like us?
Oh, absolutely. Where are you from?
We just landed from Chicago.
Oh yeah. So you know, Chicago, you gotta have deep dish, right?
Yeah.
Come to New Orleans, you gotta have a po' boy.
That's what I've been told.
So shrimp po' boy, cup of jambalaya,
Yes, please. And then also, can I also have...
you gotta have a po' boy.
That's what I've been told.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut right there because when I say the words, that's what I've been told, that's a perfect place to just cut to the next part. I put the camera down on the table for a hot sec while they were helping us. Wait.
I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take those menus out of here.
I'm gonna cut all of this for obvious reasons. You don't need to see that. And then I'm gonna resume it right at the part where I pick the camera up. Because in doing that, I kind of tell the viewers, okay, they're gone. Now I could shift my focus back to the camera, which are all the people watching. Because the camera is the eyes and ears of the audience. So it kind of creates that feeling like the audience is there with you.
That's what I've been told.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna pick it up at a blur.
That's what I've been told.
Yes.
We're gonna feast.
Perfect.
So I'm so ready to taste all these foods.
So she flubs on her word a little. She said, I'm so excited to taste all these foods. Is that grammatically correct? But if you cut the word foods and you say instead,
So I'm so ready to taste all these. Thank you.
see, that is a grammatically correct sentence. So that's why I'm just gonna kind of edit parts out to make it make more sense.
I'm
I flub on my words all the time.
so ready to taste all these. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ready?
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Taste all these. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank you.
So usually I would do the clip here, especially how kind of like big of a spike that is jumping from, but it's her saying thank you, and I want to include that, so I'm going to just do it a little bit
Thank you.
Thank you.
better.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Y'all have
Yeah.
everything you need to know.
Yes, we do.
Y'all enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it after he says y'all enjoy because we say
Thank you.
thank you afterwards, and we already heard us saying that, so
Yeah, we were a little still full for...
Just the right amount. Yeah.
All right.
Just the right amount.
okay.
Y'all enjoy.
All right.
Just the right amount.
Yeah, we were a little still full from lunch, so we decided to share lunch. So we...
Okay, so I'm not going to include...
Yeah, we were a little still full from lunch,
So I'm just going to include midway through that sentence
so we decided to...
the word we decided to share. Okay, I think it's that frame right here. And
Just the right amount.
okay, yeah.
Y'all enjoy.
We decided to share.
And then, of course, I create that weird cut with a fade.
We decided to share
Okay.
a really big po' boy sandwich, and then the jambalaya. So go ahead.
Oh, it's hot.
We just had some of this in Disney. Well, that was gumbo technically. Yeah.
Off room.
All right, here. Let me give you one.
Off room.
Okay, so after she says that's good, cut, and then back to me or over to me. Okay, so let's see. Do I want to start it right as I take a bite or right after I take a bite? Because eating on camera is a little nasty sometimes. I did show her. Oh yeah, it's fine.
Hot temperature, hot spicy.
Temperature.
Yeah, but it's so good. I want to try this next.
What is it with me having Nola food and like it being too hot? Because that's the...
But it's so good. I want to try this next.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut this shot right here because she talks about the sandwich, but I go immediately back to talking about the jambalaya. I kind of want to like stay on topic without that little break, but we'll have the opportunity to visit the sandwich after this.
Try this next.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna cut.
Temperature.
Yeah.
So right after she says yeah, cut.
What is it with me?
Okay, I'm gonna resume from there. By the way, I could kind of like spot where I start talking based off of the waveforms, and the more you do video editing, the better you'll get at that.
Temperature.
Yeah.
What is it with me having Nola?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it with me? True.
Yeah.
What is it with me having Nola food and like it being too hot? Because that's the same thing that happened with the gumbo in Disney.
Oh, true.
But that is so good.
So maybe we'll come back to that. True.
But that is so good.
So maybe we'll come back to that and start with this.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
We're going? Okay.
Yep. The big crunch. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the words "oh yeah" is a good place to start.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. That's a big bite. Yeah? Oh, I think somebody likes the po' boy.
I like that a lot.
Ooh.
Ooh, man.
Okay. Okay.
Cut.
What do you think?
That's a great angle. Nice. Here, why not? Let's see.
Okay.
I'm gonna start right as I'm doing the crunch. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep it in, whatever.
What do you think?
That's
Dude,
how
that
good
sauce?
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that out and then continue right from the...
Thumbs up?
Yeah.
It's good.
Alright. I probably should have recorded a little bit more during this meal, but we were also just getting off of a super long day of travel and plane rides. Alright.
Good?
Good? Yeah, very good. Have a good one. Oh, that was so good. All right. So all we have left tonight is just chilling in the area, and then we're off tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut there, but let's see what else there is. You know what? I think I know what I was doing.
We're off tomorrow.
Okay, so I think I know why I recorded this, because I might use this to transition into the title screens.
Off tomorrow.
But also maybe I'll just do like a rough cut and then, I could go into this. So this is the part where we have to choose our music. What am I going to feature for this video? So let me just switch screens here. When I think of music to use, obviously if you've seen my videos, I usually do lo-fi, but while lo-fi is considered like a form of jazz, I kind of want to lean more into the New Orleans culture, because obviously it's all about jazz down there. So hold on, I think I was looking at some songs off camera. If you want to use copyrighted music, you just aren't able to monetize your video. Usually my method of finding music is I just type in the genre, no copyright, and then some other keywords. For this one, I'm doing background music. You could also type in royalty free, or if you have access to resources like Universal Productions, that'll help too. But let's go into this playlist. Okay, so the number one rule besides not using copyrighted music is do not use music that is obviously stock music, like this. Okay, yeah. Nope. Okay, so the problem with a lot of these is they're too slow. I want something like a little bit like more upbeat. Okay, let's see. Nope, too stock. Okay. Yeah, I like this track. And by the way, when you're listening to different songs to use, you should be able to tell if it's the right or wrong video for you in the first like second of you listening to it. No. 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 Nope. Afraid not. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. So let's go ahead and download it from YouTube. I use the good old reliable YouTube to MP3. Again, like I said, if you want to use copyrighted music, you can't monetize it. Like it says in the description, this beat is free for nonprofit only. So monetization on this video will be off. That's okay with me because, you know, at the end of the day, I do prefer to make videos for the experience and because I love making videos and not for profit. That's just me though, and I'm not gonna blame anyone who thinks otherwise. Here we go. And, do I wanna...
We're off tomorrow.
Okay, so I changed my mind about the little like light thing. I am just gonna go straight into daytime because this little monologue right here.
Alright, so all we have left tonight is just chilling in the area, and then we're off tomorrow.
To me, that sounds like an outro, so that's probably the perfect transition to just go straight into daytime. But I have to use the music to do it, as well as perhaps some transitions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring a black frame into here, and then I'm gonna use it to help myself edit the music. Find out what part is best to create a break. Okay, this is what I predicted was gonna happen. There was gonna be a pickup note of a snare and then right back into the beat drop. This little waveform right here, that's the snare. And then here's the beat. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cut right on the snare hit and Command B, delete. So the first half, or that first part of the song is out.
We're off tomorrow.
And then I'm gonna go right back into the visual out of the black screen into tomorrow. So now it'll look like this.
We're off tomorrow.
Okay?
Chilling in the area, and then we're off tomorrow.
Make sure that's timed right. So a good trick to see if the clip is on beat, well first, just scale it super wide so you could see. And alright, so this is one of those cases where I've recorded at a frame rate that doesn't allow me to trim that finely, but it's literally less than a frame, so I don't think anyone's gonna notice. But another method is you look away from the screen and then you listen for the beat drop and then hit the pause button, which is the space bar, right as it's going. So,
and then we're off tomorrow.
Okay. And yep, looks like I got it right. So we're good. So, the question is now, do I want to start the music right here at the snare? Is that like too subtle, or do I kind of want to fade in the music?
So all we have left tonight is just chilling in the area, and then we're off tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to do a fade, which is, again, just bringing that right here. And then I want to make it like very gradual because I'm still talking. But if it's still loud, then I'll show you how to fix that too. And then also I do a linear wave and not a +3 decibel one. It's just something that I prefer better. I'm not sure if it makes a huge difference.
Right. So all we have left.
See, in that case, that's too much.
Right. So all we have left tonight is just chilling in the area, and then we're off tomorrow.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here, and then I'm going to turn down the volume of this one because the music is still loud, and because I'm turning it down, I guess I don't need the fade anymore. Sometimes sometimes the fade is better, but then sometimes the way I'm doing it right here is better. It all depends on the situation.
We're off tomorrow.
Okay, cool. But the reason I trimmed it there is because obviously because this needs to be louder and that's quieter, but I can't exactly just let it go into the next like audio at a different volume because then it could be noticeable.
Tomorrow.
In this case, it's not because it is a snare hit, but still, I'm gonna fade them together. So what you do is you kind of create an overlap. So right here, this little section where they're overlapped, that is the same track in real time. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the louder one, I'm going to put a fade on it. And then the quieter one, I'm also going to put a fade on it. So by kind of fading them into each other, that is how you achieve the effect of the music gradually getting louder without a fade from the beginning.
And we're off tomorrow.
Okay. This is the part where I have fun and I just create a whole bunch of different transitions. So obviously, I spent like a good while kind of just filming the scenery, and then I turn around the camera and then I start talking.
It's the next day, and before we head to the cruise ship,
This music really fits in, I gotta say.
it's the next day.
Okay, so the reason I was filming a whole bunch right here and then I went to talking is because I most likely had this idea in my head where everything I was filming was gonna have the words on screen, and then we cut back into real time, and then I'm back to talking. I do that a lot because I think it makes for a really smooth transition, and again, it just gives more immersion to the video. So, let's decide how long we want the title screen to even be, and we measure that in the music counts. Okay, so I'm gonna cut there. Well, actually, this is just the intro because I'm probably gonna do another music or title card later on, because I could be filming this stuff. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have 2 separate title cards and then the meal in the middle as a little break. This shot right here and all this stuff, I mean, like, it's alright, it's a little bit shaky, and it's, like, down. The reason I did that is because a family and their kids were walking by. But it's not going to matter too much because of what we're about to do. I'm going to darken the screen and then hide it all with text. The background right here really is just to give motion to the video. Instead of doing just like a black screen with words on it, I do a video with words on it. Okay, so I only want those 12 seconds of title card. So that means that I have to adjust it and put it right, have it so right as it ends, I start talking.
It's the next day.
Okay.
It's the next day.
Okay, so it's not going to be that subtle, but it's the start, because then ooh, I like that shot. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to use this, copy, bring it over here. I don't like this shot as much as I thought I did. Okay, so I'm going to start the video right as I'm zooming in.
And then we're off tomorrow.
It still feels a little off. Yeah. That's better. And then cut, because then I'm going to go into the next one. Ooh, that's a good shot. I want a shot of the trolley coming through. Usually, so I'm basically just like building the visual of the time card right now, and my battery is running low. All right, so it is actually the next day, and the reason I stopped is because when you're editing the same thing over and over again, your mind will get into this mode of like, what is working, what's not working, and then at that point, you just don't know. You know, similar to how like when you listen to the same joke over and over again, eventually it just is not going to be funny anymore. But then when you hear it the next day, it might be funny again. So that's exactly what I did. This is a cheat code that a lot of editors use when you're really like just in your head about like, oh, I'm not sure if this is going to work, if it's not. stop editing for the day, or maybe for like a few hours, go off and do something else, come back, and then watch your entire video again. So that's what I just did off camera. I started at the beginning, and then I took it, and then I stopped all the way up until here. And so we can now resume now that my mind is fresh. And cut. And because we're going off the beats here, these two clips should be the same amount. Sure enough, they are both 3 seconds. And then what happens if I resume it here? It's the next day. Okay. Could there be room for another clip there, or no? Let's see. What would I use? I could use this one. Though I did just have another shot of a moving vehicle before, so I'm not sure if that's repetitive. I'm gonna go through and try to see other stuff that I recorded when I was out. By the way, whenever I film, I just film like as much as possible. I'm not like glued to my camera or anything, but whenever I'm just like out and about, I get a lot of B-roll shots like this because I know that I'm gonna use it for these little montages. I feel like this one could be good. Could be a little steadier. Oh, they're coming. Not sure how proud I am of this shot because it's not exactly like the alleyway is not centered to the frame. And then I know what I tried doing. I tried doing like a little pan down effect, but it just didn't really come out the way I wanted. Then again, it is going to be hidden by text, so why don't I go ahead and try it, and if I don't like it, I could just choose something else. So I'm going to copy that, take it back over here, and then obviously I'm going to make it the same length, so it goes on with the beats. Ah, yes, okay. It's the next day. Okay, well, why don't I go ahead and just put the text on there and see if that changes anything. So this is the part where I brainstorm what exactly I'm going to put here. So the way I decide that is by listening to the music and see how much I could even fit. So I'm going to be going off the beat, so okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to like say this in real time. So it's going to come off here, and this is what I'm going to do in my head. Video, text off. Video, text off. Video, text off. And then cut back into there. And then go into the talking. Okay, so basic title. By the way, the font that I use is literally just like the default one. It is Helvetica, and I go over here. So yeah, Helvetica, and then I change it to bold. In season 1 of my vlogs, like in the early videos, I used bold oblique. And I don't know, like I feel like I keep wanting to go back to that one, but bold tends to look better. Let me just put on what it's gonna look like in the end. So wait, my caps lock. Okay, Chicago, Illinois, Arrow, New Orleans, Louisiana. This is what I want the text to look like in the end. But I feel like I want to make New Orleans a little small, but then also that kind of messes with the arrow spacing. So maybe instead of doing that, I could make Chicago bigger. I don't know. It also has to do with the arrow. Let's try an airplane instead. That might be better, but I could also fix it through line spacing here. What sizes are these? They're both 149. But obviously, New Orleans is bigger, so I'm gonna... line spacing doesn't need to be that big. I need to make this text bigger on screen. I've kind of leveled out the font sizes, but what I can't do now is just make it bigger like there, because then it'll only do for the one, because that's what happens when you have two different sizes in one block of text. So that's not going to work. The other method is going over to the transform tool and then making it big this way. And by the way, if you just drag it with like your mouse, it'll do that. So hold down shift, and then you could drag it. All right, so make sure it's all centered. All right. So another thing that we notice is that you can't really read the text because it kind of contrasts with the background, the bright clouds. So we're going to go to opacity, highlight the clip, go to opacity. Oh, but of course that's not going to work either because we are sitting over this clip. So we're going to take this, replace it here, and then delete the clip underneath it. Now it'll work because it's only black underneath. There. So now we're going to do the actual cutting. We have the text on what it's going to look like in the end, but now we need to split it up. Right here, boom, boom. I need to have it cut on that snare hit. So looking at the waveform, it's probably going to be there, but I'm going to like listen to it. I accidentally hit it. Nope. Okay. Cut. Okay. So what we're gonna do is now go here, take out the second half because we only want the first, and then as a result, it'll look like that out. I feel like that goes too quick, because if I just take the text away, I barely had any time to read it. In fact, I had 0.1 seconds to read it, or 0.10. So what happens if I just keep it like that? That works. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and cut all this under footage. So when we change the opacity, it's not gonna mess it up again. Okay, so now what do I want to include? So I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste this same text over to the other side, because again, it's all the same rhythm. Boom. Wait. See how that looks. I feel like this beat, this little like waveform right here, it doesn't actually come in on like the downbeat. It's like on the 16th note right before, like dum dum instead of dum dum, you know? Ba-dum bum. So I use my ears to just kind of put it to the downbeat instead. No. I mean, hey, if the music was written that way, then you should make the text to match. So I am indeed just going to leave it here. And this is also one of those cases where the frame doesn't exactly line up with the music here. So I'm going to go right before and see how that works, which I think it's already fine. Yeah, okay, that's what we're going to do. But the question is, I feel like I want Chicago, New Orleans text to be here and not in the space before it. Instead, I want this to say travel vlogs 18JSNM. So we're gonna fix the opacity now. There's a whole bunch of things that we're doing. So I'm gonna look over here. I put this to 54.21. Let's call it 55. And then I'm gonna apply that same opacity here. Okay, just enough for me to be able to read the text and have it be legible. So that's good. And then, of course, extend that. Good. So I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna have this say travel vlogs. I could either do 18 Jason M or I could do part 35 or whatever episode I'm on right now. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like this video is my 36th video in the series. Part 36. Do I want this to be uncapitalized or do I want it to be... I'm gonna go here, cut, get rid of Chicago since we're not doing that anymore, and then there. Not sure how I feel about part 36. What about this? And then I'm gonna, oh nope, I'm gonna highlight, make it smaller, and then fix the line spacing. Maybe. Of course I have to fix that too. Do what I just did. Cut. Cut. Oh wait. Get rid of that. All right, yeah, I think I like that. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing to our final clip. Okay, so this is another instance where the beat falls on the 16th note, and okay, so as long as it lines up at the end right here, that's how you know you did it right. Yeah. Once again, fix the opacity, 55 from earlier. I'm gonna do the date this was recorded and the coordinates to the French Quarter. December 27th, 2025. Also, it's very important that you get the correct date. I've literally put the wrong date in so many videos. My engagement video has the wrong date because I was already in the mode of putting 2025 even though it was still 2024. So just make sure you're doing that. December 27th, 2025. Okay, and now we're gonna get, we're gonna locate the coordinates to where we are, because actually we're technically not in the French Quarter. A part of me wants to put the French Quarter just because, you know, it's like more recognizable, but then again, their coordinates, like who's actually gonna like really look these up? And the coordinates are 29.9584 north, 90.0644 west. Cool. All right, I'm gonna make that just a tad bit smaller, and also the line spacing. Yeah, there we go. And then do what we did again. Cut, cut, and then there. It's the next day, and then into the talking. Okay, so let's look at what we just did. We're off tomorrow. It's the next. Great. So now that we're back into talking, I'm gonna do the method that we did before where we fade the audio. Let's start from here. Let's start from the downbeat, where I'm gonna turn this lower so it matches, it syncs better with me talking. And then I'm gonna fade this, or fade them into each other. And then again, I'm gonna choose the linear one. I feel like it makes for like a smoother transition because it's like I was saying, it's more gradual rather than the +3. All right, let's listen.
It's the next.
Ooh, maybe a little too.
It's the next.
I need to make it more gradual. Because I didn't like how the music just totally dropped off there. There we go. Great. So that's solved. And then again, I'm going to do this method once again to prevent that clipping.
It's the next day. And
Okay.
before we head to the cruise ship, we're gonna get a quick breakfast or brunch at this time. And it is actually only a few blocks away from the Caesars Superdome, which is where the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So I actually get to see it in real life. That's where Cooper DeJean picked off Patrick Mahomes for a touchdown. That's where Jalen Hurts threw the dagger.
Okay, I'm going to
That's where
do a small cut right there.
Jalen Hurts. That's where Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Touchdown. That's where Jalen Hurts threw the dagger. That's where we totally own the Chiefs, and they're actually out of the playoffs. America is truly healing.
Okay, so
Is truly healing.
I'm going to cut it right there because that's a funny line. So it's kind of like a comedic cutoff.
And they're actually out of the playoffs. America is truly healing. For breakfast, we're going to the Bayou Bell Cafe.
Did I mention Bayou Bell Cafe in the shot before?
And it is actually breakfast. We're gonna get a quick breakfast or brunch at this time. And
So no, I did not. The reason I wanted to double check is because I didn't want to like mention it twice because then that would just be redundant.
for breakfast, we're going to the Bayou Bell.
You know, I feel like I want to just have it at,
For breakfast, we're going to the Bayou Bell Cafe.
but I also want to show the sign on the door to kind of give like the idea like, hey, we're about to walk inside. Welcome to the restaurant.
Truly healing. For breakfast, we're going to the Bayou Bell Cafe.
No, I would rather have it be that.
America is truly healing. For breakfast, we're going to the Bayou Bell Cafe.
And now I'm gonna make a cut because our. Oh wait, let's see. Thank you. Okay, so many things wrong with this shot. Obviously, I kind of have a close-up shot of CJ's bootay, and then also my finger was over the mic, so even if I wanted to use the audio, which I kind of do, but unfortunately you can't really hear well. Nasty noises, a lot of like rubbing and chafing. Thank you. Yeah, it's nasty. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cut the shot entirely.
Bell Cafe. Just sat down for breakfast.
Okay, now I'm gonna, yeah, that makes for a better transition.
Just sat down for breakfast. What'd you get today?
I got an avocado, sunny side up eggs toast, side salad, and a surprise because this wasn't on the menu.
Oh yeah, wait, what is that? Wedges?
Cajun wedges.
Okay. And I got a Cajun biscuit and it has grilled crawfish and special sauce and homemade fresh biscuit.
That was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
So that's gonna be good.
Let's do it.
Now that was really.
Alright. So I'm gonna cut the music here. Oops. Not sure if I want it to kind of like fade out as we're talking throughout here, or if I just want to cut it here. It could work here because then we just go straight into the next shot of like the food and then immediately no food. You know what I mean? So why don't we test it out? Let's fade it here.
Sauce and homemade fresh biscuit. So that's gonna be good.
Let's do it.
Now that was real.
Okay, yeah.
What was your favorite part about it?
Okay, so I feel like I want to continue it with, like, I just continue it from here.
That's gonna be good.
Let's do it.
What was your favorite part about it?
So, I'm going to tell you why this doesn't work. It's because you can't actually see the food. It goes into me saying,
Good. So that's gonna be good.
Let's do it.
What was your favorite part about it?
it's going to be really good, and then immediately, what was your favorite part about it? I have no idea that we have already finished our food until I pan down. So the line of me saying
what was your favorite part about it?
makes no sense here. So that's why I'm gonna go back to what it was.
It's gonna be good.
Let's do it.
Now that was really, really good.
Okay.
What was your favorite part about it?
The fresh avocado.
The fresh avocado. I liked the crawfish. It was really nice, and the creamy biscuit was, and the biscuit was creamy and a lot of flavor.
Yeah, so you're gonna see while we're editing. If I ever flub my lines, I just like redo it. I've done it in this video. That's probably why there's a lot of cuts in this video as well.
The fresh avocado. I liked the crawfish.
So what do I actually mess up?
It was really nice, and the creamy biscuit was, and the biscuit was creamy.
Okay, yeah. So, and the biscuit was creamy. Cut.
It was really nice, and the cream.
Okay.
It was really nice.
It was really nice. Cut.
It was really nice, and the biscuit was.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some fancy splicing with the audio. I'm gonna detach the audio from both clips. So this clip right here is where I want.
And the biscuit was creamy.
That's what I want, but
it was really nice, and the creamy.
Okay, so
it was really nice.
It was really nice. Cut. Because you saw, like, right there, if I were to just, like, go like this.
I liked the crawfish. It was really nice, and the biscuit was.
I don't like how there's an obvious cut in there where you see the camera.
Really nice, and the biscuit.
You see the camera move. So I'm gonna keep it consistent here, and then I'm gonna do some editing magic to make it seem like that was one full sentence, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So.
And the biscuit.
Okay, so I actually start talking right here, so that means I'm gonna fade here, and what happens here? So I don't have a lot of room to work with, but
it was really nice, and the biscuit was. It was really nice, and the biscuit was creamy.
See?
The crawfish. It was really nice, and the biscuit was creamy and a lot of flavor, like everything here.
I keep doing that. So
it was really nice, and the biscuit was.
So I could tell that there was a cut there because I was the one who edited it, but the audience is not going to be able to tell because I made it like so smooth, and I was able to fade it into each other in a cohesive manner where no one's going to notice.
It was really nice, and the biscuit was creamy.
And as a result, I get the shot like all in one, as well as the dialogue.
And a lot of flavor.
So, I'm gonna resume it over here. See how this works.
Like everything here. Like everything here.
And CJ even says the words
here.
And sometimes that would be a problem if because now the video and the audio aren't really synced. This audio,
like everything here,
is not what happened when this visual is going on. But when CJ says the words that doesn't require any movement for your mouth. And it just so happens that she was sipping on a straw, so it looks normal. It worked out like that.
Like everything here.
Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now is part of the video where, oh yeah, we visit Lafayette Park. You know, I see this shot right here, and I'm still comparing it to or wondering if I really like this shot of the alleyway. Because like I was saying, it's an alright shot, but it's not the best. But in my opinion, I think this shot is cool because I zoom all the way in and then I back up to reveal that it was actually at a restaurant. So why don't we we need 3 seconds of this, right? So I'm just gonna give myself that much. 8 seconds. Okay, that's more than enough to work with. And I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna test it. I'm not gonna delete this yet, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this under, and I want it to zoom out. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I don't need it to zoom out that quick. Okay, yeah. I think this is what we're gonna do. So, it starts out like this, no text, and then it goes into this right here. And do I even need to fix the opacity on this? Because, oh, well, of course, hold on. Okay, well, wait. I could definitely delete this because at this point I know I'm not going to use it, so that's safe. Alright, so the opacity doesn't really make a huge difference, so I don't need to darken it, but I'm going to do it anyway, only so it's like, it matches like the other two videos that are also at 55%. Yes, it almost like has a mind of its own because it's like, wow, we're in the scene of a young lady in the French Quarter, and then we zoom out, like I was saying, only to reveal that it's a painting. Sometimes this shot wouldn't work because we're already at the restaurant. Like, for example, if you go all the way out here, it zooms out and it shows that we're sitting down at the table. That has some continuity error because then literally right in the shot after that, I say how we're gonna go eat dinner or go eat brunch and we're not there yet, and then I show that we're entering. So how could I have like shown that we were at the restaurant even though we weren't there yet? But this works is because I cut it before it actually zoomed out to reveal that we were already there. Oh, also, I like how the camera like slightly loses focus here. Right there. I don't know, it gives some personality to it. It kind of gives like a filmmaker approach. Because like these things happen when you're out filming, and it's just a part of it. Also, a very important thing to mention, if you ever do titles like this, make sure that you're wearing headphones, because you need to be very precise with your rhythm on whenever you're gonna cut it. And what you should not do is edit with Bluetooth headphones, because I learned from experience. I've tried doing things like this when I was like editing with my AirPods, but there was like a slight like latency issue. There's like a slight lag. So what I'm hearing in my ears is not exactly lined up to what's going on like in the actual like desktop software, because what happened is I took off my AirPods and I watched it again, and then the timing and the rhythm was totally off, and that's because Bluetooth lag. So go with the wired headphone setup and you'll be good. It was really nice, and the biscuit was creamy and a lot of flavor. So I just went back to watch it and I can't even tell. It was really nice, and the biscuit was creamy and a lot of flavor, like everything here. Okay, so I obviously don't need that anymore. I don't need that. So now I'm wondering, should I go straight from this
Just got done with
into that? I feel like there needs to be some sort of like transition establishing shot clip right here. Should it be of Lafayette Square? Well, that is where we are, so... Ooh, or it could be walking. Okay, yeah, so I definitely want that shot. But it's not gonna come until like right when we get there. Yeah, here, why don't we just start with these two clips for now? And then of course I'm going to grab the audio from last time, and I don't need any of that. Hold on, I'm gonna put a marker down by pressing the letter M, but not here on the other one, so I'm gonna delete that. So I'm gonna put a marker by hitting the M key to tell myself, okay, this is where you stopped the audio, so this is where you should continue it. Pause. Right on beat. I'm not gonna start this shot right here. I want to wait until the bus starts moving, because that's more interesting. And there's even a person in the window, so it's a small detail, but it also kind of tells a story in and of itself. Or maybe I want it here, because I want that shot of it going away. I think that's more interesting than the girl in the window. Actually, maybe here, because it's already kind of past and you could still see the mural on the side. And cut.
Just got done.
Okay, so it can't be 2 shots because that's too quick. That would only be like 6 seconds.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have no meat.
I might use this shot because it's like very like in the moment. And it also like kind of establishes that we're walking to our next destination. Yeah. Cool.
Just got done with brush.
Perfect. So I start talking like
Just got.
right here. So I'm gonna mark that because that lets me know when I need to bring the volume down. So again, same method, make it long.
Just got done.
Okay, so this video really needs to have a fade because not only does it clip, it's also windy.
Just got done with
All
brush.
right.
We just got done with breakfast.
All that, and I flubbed my line. And it's windier, so that doesn't help.
We just.
Okay. So I'm gonna cut here, but I believe that's gonna get rid of the audio, of course. So I'm gonna mark this here, because then that tells me where this clip starts. I'm gonna put it over here for now, delete so it saves, and then put it back, and then of course it lines up. Fix the clip right there. It might need a longer one. Let's see how it sounds.
We just got done with breakfast.
Oh, it's very windy, but it's okay.
We just got done with breakfast, and we're killing time before we have to head to the port. And
Okay, so the audio fixes itself once I turn the camera.
we're visiting Lafayette Square. This is the second oldest public park in New Orleans after Jackson Square or Jackson Park. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, I'm not a
Yeah, so unfortunately, sometimes there's not really much you could do when it comes to like wind. The obvious answer is just to get a better setup. I did not use my Canon R50V for this trip, which is what I'm filming this video with. The reason why is because I knew that we would just be, we'd be on a cruise ship, we'd be walking all over the place, we'd be on the beach, and if I were to have brought this camera, I would have also had to bring my entire camera bag. I didn't want to deal with that, so I just stuck with the Canon G7X. Yes, even though the R50V is technically a better quality than the G7X, I prioritized convenience.
after Jackson Square or Jackson Park. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that I was a Hamilton kid way back in the day, and I kind of still am.
Yikes. Okay, so even though this isn't the best place to put subtitles, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna watch this on full screen because just so I could see more of the detail in those subtitles.
I'm not afraid to admit that I was a Hamilton kid way back in the day, and I kind of still am. But yeah, that guy.
I am gonna put, and I kind of still am, just to like, even though I don't technically need it, I just want to finish off the sentence, and I kind of still am.
In the day, and I kind of still am.
I don't need the period there.
Way back in the day, and I kind of still am. But yeah, that guy right there, he's taking the horse by the reins, making Red Coast Brother with bloodstains.
Lafayette.
And he's never gonna stop until he makes them drop and burns them up and scatter their remains.
Okay, so obviously my Hamilton rapping is not as good as it used to be, but it's whatever. I'm going to keep it in, and let's move on. Where do we go next? I believe we go to a hotel.
Dude. What's up? Wait one sec. Yeah, I was like literally just filming when you called.
Hi.
Hey guys. Dude. Yeah, you could hear someone playing the trumpet in the background over there, and then here, let me turn on the camera. Yeah, no, we're literally just trying to kill time because we have to head over in about like 30-45 minutes. So
All right, So I want to include this clip right here because it's cool. It's cool that my dad and Joey called me, especially since they've been in videos before. So even though they're not like on this trip, they could still be in the video. And I also love how it happened like right as I was trying to film an establishing shot, because then I could work it into it. Because don't I also say,
Oh, my dad's FaceTiming me.
yes,
Hello?
my dad's FaceTiming me. So then that's where I'm going to continue on with the music. And then when that happens, I'm going to continue the audio there. Oh, my dad's FaceTiming me. Perfect.
I'm gonna stop and
Okay, perhaps this doesn't need to be super long. So I'm gonna hold on to this footage, but I'm not exactly gonna use it. But I'm still gonna save. I'm not gonna delete it in case if I want to use it later. I know why I filmed this. So I was originally just like filming this like alleyway, but then when I was listening to the trumpet player, I look up and I'm like, oh hey look, there's a trumpet. I should zoom in on it because that's what we're listening to right now. Okay. So I'm gonna start this clip right as when the trumpet comes in.
Oh, my dad's FaceTiming me. Hello. What's up? Wait one sec. Yeah, what's up? Wait one sec. Dude.
So I'm gonna cut out the me saying dude because it's like a weird transition with what I'm gonna say next.
Dude. Yeah, you could hear someone playing the trumpet and
dude, yeah, you could hear someone playing the trumpet. It doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna cut out dude. I'm gonna continue it at this part.
yeah, you could hear.
Okay, I'm also gonna cut out yeah.
You could hear someone playing the trumpet in the background over there.
That's better. Okay.
There, and then here, let me turn on the camera.
Okay, so now that I know what part of the call I'm actually gonna include and I have it all like cut up, now I'm gonna subtitle it. So I'm gonna use the same subtitles from before because I already figured out like how I want them to look. So I'm gonna just reuse it over here. So I need to listen to when he actually starts talking and he says, hey, hey, which is right here. Because it's someone else, I'm gonna put it in a different color. I like the yellow.
My dad's FaceTiming me. Hello. What's up? Wait one sec. Yeah, I was like literally just filming when you called.
Hi!
Hey guys. You could hear someone playing the trumpet in the background over there, and then here, let me turn on the camera.
Also, it doesn't matter that this shot was like kind of like shaky and all over the place because the viewers know that I was like trying to vlog and talk on the phone at the same time. It tells a story in itself.
Yeah, no, we're literally just trying to kill time because we have to head over in about like 30-45 minutes.
All right, cool. So that was a nice experience. Like I said, you want as many characters as possible in your video, even if they're just on phone on FaceTime. And I was just so lucky that happened when I was filming. Also, I don't need to use music here because music is already happening around us. I end the video here by saying,
head over in about like 30-45 minutes.
We're heading over to the cruise ship in about 30 to 45 minutes. So I see that as a perfect transition to just cut to us boarding the ship. But yeah, obviously there's like some like extra footage of us visiting the hotel. So now I have to make a choice. Do I include the hotel footage here, or do I just cut straight to the cruise ship? It all depends on how important it actually is. So I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna listen to the dialogue to see like what big of a purpose it actually serves. Do I keep it or do I just cut it?
So the reason it's Christmas themed still is because we're actually going to be celebrating New Year's Eve on this trip. Because surprise, after we get off of the Carnival ship, we're going to be staying one more night in New Orleans so we could spend New Year's Eve in the French Quarter. And so we get to spend trip, how do I say this? So after the cruise, you get to see even more New Orleans content, so that's going to be awesome. And we're going to eat at even more great oyster houses like the Acme and get some more po' boy sandwiches. But gumbo, but I think right now, beignets, but I think right now it's time to go to the ship. Shall we?
do it, yeah.
Let's do it.
So I would say that is pretty important because it kind of sets up the next few videos that we're gonna see on the channel. Because this video actually is gonna consist of a time skip where it's the pre-cruise footage, which is what it is right now, and then I'm gonna put like a few scenes of us on the ship, and then I'm gonna put like some sort of title screen being all like, next video, if you want to see the full trip of our cruise, stay tuned, and then skip to after the trip. So it kind of like picks up from there. So that being said, I feel like this piece of footage is important, but also it's perfect for a transition here when I'm talking to my dad, especially with how like impromptu this interaction was, you know? But let's see what else I have to work with. This place is fancy. This is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in New Orleans, and it is the most expensive hotel in the city. I actually did a video on this place. Whoa. Okay, you know what? It doesn't have to, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it. It doesn't have to be like super long or fancy, and then I could kind of split it up by using this footage. Again, that's why I didn't delete it, because I had a feeling it was gonna come into play later on. You'll notice that my videos kind of followed a similar format all across the board. It starts out with me introing the video, giving context on where we're at, into the title screen, back into talking, and then after we do a little bit of that, back into the music. So it kind of just flip-flops between like dialogue and audio. So I'm gonna once again take this, and honestly maybe I could just use the same part of the song, because the song is like kind of repetitive enough. It is background music after all. To head over in about like 30-45 minutes. 45 minutes. Cut. This place. Okay. So it's such a short clip. It's only 6 seconds long, but I feel like it's necessary because otherwise the video would look like this. 30-45 minutes. This place is fancy. This is the... I feel like that's kind of a weird transition. It just goes right into the next segment. You need some sort of like transition scene, which is this. 5 minutes. So the reason it's Christmas themed still is because we're actually going to be celebrating New Year's Eve. Okay, this fade out could be more gradual. So the reason it's Christmas themed still is because we're actually going to be celebrating New Year's Eve on this trip. Because surprise, after we get off of the Carnival ship, we're going to be staying one more night in New Orleans so we could spend New Year's Eve in the French Quarter, and we're going to eat at even more great oyster houses like the Acme and get some more po' boy sandwiches. But gumbo, but I think right now, beignets, but I think right now it's time to go to the ship. Shall we? Let's do it. Okay, so a little bit of a pop there. To the ship. Ship. But it's whatever. Shall we? Let's do it. Okay, I'm not gonna include this right here, but actually, maybe I could use this over here, because I was like so worried about like this being like a weird transition. That is a gingerbread steamboat. Yeah. That's crazy. This place is fancy. This is the Ritz. I think that might be better. Now I could cut it. Because I have a second clip, I could cut that, like I could cut this one in half. I'm not gonna mute like this part of it, only because like I want to like transition back into real life. Again, it's only been 3 seconds, but let's watch it. 45 minutes. That is a gingerbread steamboat. Yeah. That's crazy. This place is fancy. This is the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in New Orleans, and it is the most expensive hotel in the city. I actually did a video on this place. All right, so in the end, I do think that this part of the video was like necessary to keep in, because it serves two purposes. It sets up what's about to come on the channel in the next like few weeks, and then I also do a small plug to my travel shorts series that I work on, being like, oh hey, I did a video on this hotel, here it is in person.
In New Orleans, and it is the most expensive hotel in the city. I actually did a video on this place. So the reason it's Christmas themed still is because we're actually going to be celebrating New Year's Eve on this trip. Because surprise, after we get off of the Carnival ship, we're going to be staying one more night in New Orleans so we could spend New Year's Eve in the French Quarter, and we're going to eat at even more great oyster houses like the Acme and get some more po' boy sandwiches.
So yeah, it sets up what people are going to be seeing and why they should stay tuned.
The long walk to the port.
Yeah, so this wasn't actually supposed to be in the video. I filmed this for the little like deleted scenes video that's going to come in the future, so we could just get rid of that. It could have worked, but no, I know what it was actually for, so I'm not going to even include it.
Picture, you know, the...
Oh yeah, that's just another random shot. By the way, if you want to know like what is going on while I'm getting like these still shots, usually I see something and I bust out my camera, and then CJ, while we were walking, CJ realizes, oh, he's filming something, I'm gonna wait for him, and then this is what happens.
I don't know, like even though it's a back alleyway, like it kind of paints a picture, you know, the skyscraper in the back, cars parked in the gangway.
She was asking me why I was filming a random alley.
You guys know that we do a trip every single year, and we really loved the last one, and we were kind of debating like, oh, where should we go? We had a whole bunch of places like Australia and Toronto for a little bit, and then one time she was like, do you want to go on another cruise? And I'm like, yeah, so we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
So we did.
we were just debating back and forth for the longest time.
So we did.
We were just debating. We were.
Okay, here we go, and then I'm gonna do this again.
We were just debating back and forth for the longest time, and I was like, you know what? Let me check, because we have very specific dates that we can travel, right?
Yeah.
The in between Christmas and New Year's. I was like, I wonder if there is a cruise. There might be, and there was, quite literally. So.
Yep. And it's the one we're about to go on. Yep, and it's the one we're about to go on.
All right, cool. So what I need now is a transition.
Do it. Here we are.
And I'm gonna do that by going over here. This is something that I use every now and then in my videos. And I'm gonna tell you why. Here, wait, fade to color. Of course, there's no room. So I'm gonna cut that a little bit. Still no room. So this is the annoying thing when you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Let's do it. To the ship, shall we?
Do it, yeah.
Shall we?
Do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Is it also this? Oh, it's also this too.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Here we are.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that as well. Okay, so sometimes if you're adding a fade, it won't let you sometimes because it needs some it needs footage to actually like work with and like create the fade. So if the video is like cut off right there, it's not gonna let you do it. So I'm gonna change this to white because that's what I prefer.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Here we are.
All right, great. So usually I do transitions in two ways. One, I either do the music transition, which is what you guys have seen, or I just do a transition fade, like that, or this is a fade to color to be precise. I prefer the music fades over the transitions because it, well, I mean, it kind of tells more to the viewers by like visually, but this one works as well. I feel like this is more appropriate here because we've just had a lot of music fades in the last few minutes, so.
To the ship, shall we?
Do it, yeah.
Let's do it. Here we are.
Because it's so much better than going.
Shall we?
Do it, yeah.
Let's do it. Here we are.
Well, for some people that works, and you know I have made that type of cut before. You could also just cut like raw into it, but I'm gonna put a fade there. It's doing that thing again. Wait. Oh. Yeah, there we go.
Let's do it. Here we are.
Because the fade, the transition kind of establishes we're leaving New Orleans, we're officially leaving town, and we're going on to the cruise ship. This is the next part of the video.
Let's do it. Here we are.
Pick it up right here.
Go on. Hey.
So, if you've seen my travel vlogs before, you know that this is something I do in almost every single video. I think that there's only been like a very small handful where I don't. I tap the side, and obviously that's something that people do on planes. Usually it's an airplane that I do that, but because this is a cruise ship, I tap the cruise ship.
Go on. Hey.
It's just a little Easter egg.
Alright, first thing we need to do is the long check-in line over there.
Okay.
Over there.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. I know, in this direction, it's kind of cool.
Ah, so she had her finger on top of the microphone, which messed up with the audio.
Alright,
Nice.
so here we are on the...
It's kind of cool.
Nice. Nice. So I'm gonna just cut. Nice.
Nice.
So here we are on the Carnival Valor.
In our room.
In our room.
Okay, so now I want to like include footage of us kind of like on the cruise ship, but because again, like I said, there's going to be a time skip here. How much do we really need to include here? I could just go straight into the loud. I want the long horn sound, so what I'm gonna do that technique from earlier where I'm gonna move it over. Oops, I'm gonna move it over here.
Boom. In our room.
I'm gonna cut any dead space from here because I want it to just, I almost want it to be like a jump scare because that's how we experienced it.
In our room. First drink of the cruise, strawberry daiquiri. Cheers. Oh yeah.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right. I don't need that.
Love you too.
All right, so this is the part where I can now do the time skip. But now I'm also wondering, there were a few options on how I was gonna edit and upload these videos. Is where I was gonna do everything chronological, where I was gonna have, you know, this video right here, like the New Orleans vlog. That was gonna be the first video, so I end the video right here. And then I upload the cruise vlogs, however many they might be, and then upload another video at the end of us coming back and celebrating New Year's Eve in New Orleans. That's chronological. The other option is what I said I was going to be doing throughout this whole video, was where I was going to edit all the way up until here, and then I was going to put like some type of title screen being or like montage of the cruise. Hey, if you want to watch the full cruise vlogs, click the video below, and then after like 10 seconds of the title screen, jump forward into after the cruise, where we're now celebrating New Year's Eve, and it's going to be one long video. And then I upload the cruise vlogs after. Do I do it chronological because this is already almost an 8-minute video? Okay, what I'm gonna do is, now that I've reached this part, I've reached the checkpoint, I am going to stop this video and I'm gonna watch this entire thing, and then that's where I'm probably gonna call it for today. Because then it's gonna be kind of like in my mind, it's gonna be there, and then I could kind of like sit on it and then make the artistic decision later what I'm gonna do next. All right, I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So I've done some thinking, and I think I am just gonna upload these chronologically. Then I'm gonna show you what I'm imagining in my head. Okay, so how about let's just do a cut right here, and I'm going to apply a Gaussian blur. Not that strong. I'm gonna bring it down. Maybe let's try. Oh, Let's try 20. Yeah. Okay, but of course I don't want it to just cut, because that looks wrong. So I'm gonna take a cross dissolve, and there we go. And then I might even bring down the opacity for this clip too. Who knows? Here, let's keep it at 100 for now, but I'm gonna implement the end card. And this is the end card that appears at the end of every single one of my videos. Helvetica bold oblique. That is probably like the only like oblique font that I still use. Next video. Subscribe. And I'll probably put a drop shadow on that. Oh, so if I put the drop shadow, then I probably don't need to make it, I don't need to fix the opacity, because the whole reason you fix the opacity, as you saw earlier, so you could actually see the text. But if you have a shadow under it, it solves the issue. Okay, so I'm gonna put that, say like about like right there. I'm gonna space it out more, because I'm trying to, you need to imagine like what the end card is gonna look like when you actually put it into YouTube. You know, so a bit of a cold outro, but and it's like, some would say it's like a very like sudden, but it only kind of, it almost like, it's not exactly a cliffhanger, but it leaves people curious to watch the next video, and which they could do right here. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so I'm gonna end it right here. And it's good because you could actually like still see what's going on in the background. I might even make it a little more blurry. Let's try 25. Not like it's a huge difference. And of course, yeah, it looks like very blank right now when we're watching it, but it'll make more sense when I actually put the end cards there. So that's that video. And because this ended up being more videos than I expected, that means that I'm also going to walk you guys through the next video. I never record an outro for this part, so thank you guys so much for watching. That is how I was taught to edit videos by Casey Neistat. Again, I really found value in his course. If you want to see the next video that I edit, please click on the screen right now, and I hope to see you there. Also, check out the vlog that I edited in this video.